Minnesota Vikings. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The drive will start with an option going left. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. The coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe him.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Going for the deep ball. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 50 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not let
this to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons are on the board first here this afternoon. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
The Vikings at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
He'll get this up to about the 44.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Mariota to throw it this time. And it's intercepted.
And the Falcons will take over possession here up at the 44.
When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, second and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they go to work on a first and goal.
Ready.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back.
Touchdown! J.K. Dobbins, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Falcons go up by 2 touchdowns.
And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. That's taken in by Callaway. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snaps, and they're there, and they end up making the play.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. Whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Cook now off the read option. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And he will have a Vikings 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Mariota's throw taken in by Miller. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Throwing is Mariota. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him point and communicate.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Dalvin Cook, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that trims the lead down to 9. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
2nd and 1. Right back to Pitts again. Ritter on target to Pitts for a Falcon 1st down.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Looking to throw.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw again.
And complete to Drake London.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. On play action, they'll throw. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there. 38 yards.
And the Falcons will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play there. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Let's go.
They'll throw now on the final play. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Falcons.
Kyle Pitts
In the final seconds of the first half.
and the Falcons continue to pull away here in this first half.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Nwangu now from his end zone.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mariota now. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mariota.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Big yards there on the scramble. It gets him 1st down.
He certainly is offense is still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
He's going to keep this again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Throwing, Mariota. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Falcons are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A handoff running left is Dobbins.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And this throw will be intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Cine. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their
touchdown, Vikings.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know who we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
It's complete. And he'll get in for the score. And that's going to cut the lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
They certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on it there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Got London on a slant. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of 1st at the 32.
as they look to throw.
Got his man. It's London.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Another run here with Dobbins.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Falcons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter.
Field there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie.
And my goodness, another interception.
Well, there's 2 sides to this call. Hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
He hasn't been sacked all game, and there's an example as to why. Evaded the pressure, got out of the pocket, but even with the extra time, it doesn't translate into a completion.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
Oh, he shifts past him. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Vikings have it set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception.
And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 41.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
look to throw here. Going up top. And this is caught at the 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
That's out quickly to London.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And this offense on third down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line.
Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on third down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on third down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Falcons force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw hit won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. And Callaway taking it in left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
Room here to run. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
78 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball on that because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
It's a gain of 6, and the Falcons first down.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And Martin, I have no idea what the top speed is.
Yeah, that my Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the riches, hard in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we don't ride nobody with, we the ones who started with it. Translation, Yanni had to buy, Yanni had Yanni hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grrr,